Welcome back to the podcast where we ask the question, what makes you happy? Our guest today is here to talk about a daily habit that brings them happiness. We have with us from Sydney in New South Wales, Australia, Rosemary Gattuso. How are you?
Hi, Jake. I'm good. How are you?
Super pumped to talk about what makes you happy, Rosemary. So thank you for coming on the show to share your story, share a little bit about yourself. Would you mind starting with that? What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is writing to-do lists and then being able to tick them off. And I guess it's that sense of accomplishment. At the end of the day, I feel like I've achieved something. And I guess it really started a bit by accident because I bought a mindfulness planner, and this planner really promoted and supported kind of planning and goal setting. And so it just evolved from making the most out of this planner to an evening ritual, which involved me sort of sitting down at the end of the day, ticking off everything that I did complete for the day, and then writing the next list for the following day, which might include things I didn't get done that day, postpone it for the next day. And the more I practiced this kind of ritual, I guess the greater my list became, because not greater, but I just began to form it in a more realistic way. So it was realistic, it was relevant, and often just a reminder to pick up the clothes from the dry cleaner. And then I'd tick that off, I'd get it done, and then see what I have to do the next day. And for me, as I said, it really gave me a sense of accomplishment. So, what I found is that it was less about the list and more about how it made me feel. And, in my work as a mediator and a counsellor, and even the studies that I've done in child development and working in a trauma-informed approach, I guess I started to make conclusions about, our sense of self, what that's made up of, and how we can actually build on it, And going back to the list, when, I feel like I've achieved something, I feel good, and that influences the way that I view myself, which in turn builds on my sense of self.
I can really speak to building a list every day, and I use an app on my computer or on my phone. I have them both synced, and I just go through, and any little task, it could be like vacuum the floor, take rubbish out. I just put things in there that I need to get done, because I forget otherwise, because I've always got so much going on. But just listening to you speak, it made me realize that it was about how I felt after I completed the items on the list, and not so much just checking things off for the sake of doing things. And so it's really made me think, I really love the accomplishment and sense of self that I gain, that heightened the feeling, creating that list and ticking those things off, because I feel more confident in myself when I do that. So it's just amazing that you've brought that up to me, being able to do the same thing. And I've been doing this unknowingly, building a strong sense of self just from creating a to-do list. And I think there is no barrier to entry for a to-do list with anyone, right? Anyone can create a to-do list personal to them, and it could be make your bed, brush your teeth, wash your hair, put water in your face, anything. It could be anything, and I really think that's empowering.
I'm sure there'd be listeners out there who have their own routine or ritual or practice that makes them feel accomplished, that makes them feel, yes, I can do this. So mine is a form, and it sounds like yours is as well, a to-do list, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it does help. And as I said, mine was just sort of by accident, because I tend to be a little bit disorganized and forgetful. But then I bought this planner and I just started using it.
So finding something that helps you not organize your day in the sense of a list, but just get something going for yourself. It looks different for everyone. It could be just putting your feet down, listening to some music while you get ready for work. I think that's the key takeaway for this episode, is what practice that can you do daily that improves your sense of self, improves your confidence, gets you flowing onto the next thing and gets you feeling great, right?
Anything that helps you believe in yourself.
Rosemary, this has been an absolute pleasure to talk about all things that make you happy, sense of self, and to-do lists as a topic of discussion for today. I really appreciate the insights you've brought, and thank you for our listeners to coming to listen to Rosemary. Rosemary, where can they connect with you?
I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, the standard sort of social medias, and I've got a website too.
Beautiful. All of that will be in the description below. Go connect with Rosemary and check out everything she has to promote herself. And thank you, Rosemary. We'll really appreciate your time.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope it gives you something to think about on your quest to discover what makes you happy. Make sure to check out whatmakesyouhappypodcast.com to connect with today's guest and follow us on all our social media platforms and to stay up to date at what's happening next at What Makes You Happy. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, and we'll see you next time.